When I'm all choked up and I can't find the words. Every time we say goodbye, baby, it hurts. Oh, oh, oh. When the sun goes down and the band won't play, I'll always remember us this way. And that's the way I always want to remember Brad, is for having fun in the silly times. I don't want to remember him. What in the fuck is this like? Hi, you're on Happy Time Shot 30 podcast because everybody's calling the second I go to record. You're on the line.
I was just gonna see if you wanted a new job.
Oh, maybe we'll can we wait for my podcast episode to be done? I might have to clip this part out.
That might be a good plan.
Okay, I'll call you back in 30 minutes.
All right, goodbye.
Bye. And a 5, a 4, a 3, 2, 1. And this is Shot 30 Podcast, and I am Shayne Neubert, and we are back. We took a break. We've been gone for a little bit. And there's a lot of reasons why we've been gone for a little bit. Life's been really tough lately. You know, me and the old T-Meister. T-Miser. She's Mrs. T-Miser. She's Mrs. 101. I never liked those shows. I never liked those like Christmas, like reindeer or Rudolph. I didn't really like the clay animation, you know? I more was like a Tim Allen getting fat. Like I like that. That was like my Christmas shows growing up. Or I did like the Grinch. But anyways, yeah, we've been gone for a little bit. We've had some really unfortunate things. One of the most important, I guess I'd say, is the loss of one of our closest friends, one of my best friends in the world, Mr. Bradley Hand. He passed away. He took his own life, and that is a tough pill to swallow, you know. And so I know that a lot of the comedians and a lot of people in the area. Brad did the IT for Shot 30 podcast. Brad did way more than that. Brad did everything for everybody. He was the best dude, and one of my best friends in the world. And so I will miss him. I do have a episode that me and Brad recorded about 7-8 months ago that will be released soon. I really want to take a look at it, give it a listen, and go through it with a fine-tooth comb. But I do want to take a shot to Brad. If anybody's drinking and listening to the show tonight or today or whatever time it is, take a swig of your coffee, water. But hey, this one goes to you, Brad. We all fucking love you, and we miss you like crazy, man. But yeah, I'm going to walk you through, just some of the chaotic, crazy stuff that we've been going through over the past couple months or past month, really. There's some funny stories. There's some heartfelt stories. And yeah, but we have some really good podcast episodes coming up. Some guests that we had recorded before Brad passed away. And yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. We're going to get things back up and rolling. You know, stand-up is still going, but I had to step away because sometimes we feel like as people that we want our voice to be heard so bad. In some ways you feel like it's a necessity that your voice needs to be heard, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the only voice that you need to hear is your own inside your head, and you need to take a step away from life and whatever reality you think that you're living and figure out your own reality for a minute. Figure out where you're going to be going from here moving forward. Yes, Brad has passed away. And yes, it broke my heart and it broke a lot of people's heart in our community. But now we have to move forward, and we have to move forward and be better. And we have to, you know, especially when it comes to something like a veteran taking his own life. And that's what Brad was trying to push out to a lot of people. He really was a big advocate of the 22. And we're going to put that link down below, but he was on Modern Day Overthinker talking about, how unfortunate it is, the amount of veterans that do take their own lives, and how people can't sometimes see what's on the outside because we put up this fake front. I've been there. I've went through my past of depression and suicide and dark thoughts and hating my life, and just wondering when everything was going to change, and just not, just being vulnerable enough that I maybe didn't want to be a part of this world. And it's a crazy thing to think that we didn't see that. And that's where we slipped up. We saw this happy Brad buying people stuff, taking care of them, taking them on trips, showing up at their house just to say hi and that he loves them. But maybe we need to be better at realizing, there's more depth behind every person that you've ever met than you'll ever understand. And it's not your obligation to understand the world around you and people around you. Yeah, I mean, in full, because you never will. But man, when it's somebody that you love so much like that, it leaves so many questions of like, who am I? What did I do? Why? What could I have done better? And and sometimes those questions will never be answered. But I can tell you, Brad's funeral, fucking hell of a time. What a party, dude. I mean, we tailgated outside of Brad's party. All the pallbearers got locked out of the funeral because Stevie Mo had to pull his dramatics. Like Stevie Mo was looking for some sympathy, PUSSY. He was really trying to get some. I mean, he would walk into the bar and he'd announce, "My best friend killed himself and he was a veteran and all he ever wanted was me to get laid." And man, I've seen Stevie bomb at stand up and walk a crowd, but I've never seen him do it faster when it comes to something about him and sex because that guy is gross. But no, it's been an emotional roller coaster over the past few weeks. We've got some personal stuff, me and Timry, in our life as well that's going on, and we're bearing a lot of weight from that. And then on top of that, Brad passing away, and then an old friend of mine, right before Brad passed away, passed away unexpectedly. Her name was Beth Mitchell, and she was just a person I really loved as well. Excuse me. But yeah, but there's also been something beautiful that's happened too after the loss of Brad. Is A lot of different people are coming together in different ways, and I've seen the way Brad intertwined people. Like he was a silly guy. He did a lot for the speakeasy and burlesque and stand up. He was just getting into stand up, and his son Christian is now getting into stand up. And we had that show, Brad's Stupid Friends. I had planned this show, Brad's Stupid Friends, a few months back. And I just wanted it to be a tribute show for Brad. It was just supposed to be fun and silly, and just a group of Brad's friends. And I never thought, a few months later that the show would end up being Brad's Stupid Funeral, the day after Brad's funeral. But it was a beautiful thing. It came together great. John L. and Yoshi's and everybody did a great job of putting this event together. And they had, it was supposed to get bad storms that night. And we had just those canopy things all over the outside of Yoshi's, and it was raining and it was really cool. And there was some like crackheads getting arrested at the show too. I mean, I'm always there, like dinner and a movie or dinner and dessert, like I'm always going to take the second thing. If you're there for Brad's Stupid Friends comedy show and you get some crackheads getting arrested at the same time, dude, dinner and dessert. It's a pizza and a treatza. It's a pizza and a treatza. But yeah, it's like, but the thing is, like, things have been crazy. Things have been crazy, and I do see how. Honestly, I've spent the last few weeks to a month really paying attention to people and less paying attention to myself, I guess. More just, I don't know. People are crazy, like the way people cope with things or the way People need. I literally just told Timmery I'm doing a podcast, and then she says, "Hey, I'll give you. Okay, you got like an hour before I get home." We're 8 minutes in, and she's already calling me. Already calling me. No, I guess I'll fucking answer. Let's see what she has to say. Here we go.
Hi, what doing?
Literally exactly what I just told you I was doing. Hi, you're live on Shot 30 Podcast, 9 minutes in.
I was hoping that I caught you before you started. I just want to know if you meant that you would buy me a pair of long johns.
Yes, I'll buy you a pair of long johns, you fucking idiot. Go get your fucking long johns. I love you. Bye.
I love you, bye.
Jesus Christ. Really? Oh, that over a pair of long johns. You already got my debit card. Just spend the fucking money. Ah. Yeah. But life is short, you know. We got to learn to cherish the people around us. We do. I know that the comedians cope in a weird way. It's so much different than the way like normal people cope, because we're silly making jokes, you know. Like, and I've watched some people around us just like, oh shit, you know, like I can't believe you just said that. But that's the way we always played together, you know. Like that's the way we joked and we were silly and and that's the way, you know that one song by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, you know, from A Star Is Born. When I'm all choked up and I can't find the words, every time we say goodbye, baby, it hurts. Oh, oh, oh. When the sun goes down and the band won't play, I'll always remember us this way. And that's the way I always want to remember Brad, is for having fun in the silly times. I don't want to remember him. What in the fuck is this like? Hi, you're on Happy Time Shot 30 Podcast because everybody's calling the second I go to record. You're on the line.
I was just going to see if you wanted a new job.
Oh, maybe we'll can we wait for my podcast episode to be done? I might have to clip this part out.
That might be a good plan.
Okay, I'll call you back in 30 minutes.
All right, goodbye.
Bye. I am one popular guy, I'll say that. But yeah, but no, like that song, dude. I do love that song so much because that is the way. Like, I do want to remember Brad that way. And you know, there's special moments that you have in life, and that's the cool thing when you look back and you reflect. You reflect on a loss or a tragic moment or even a great moment like a wedding or something like that, and you reflect on those moments. And that's not something to be forgotten. You know, those moments, they're everlasting, even if it's somebody you loved and then, you know, you split up with, or an old friend that you guys had the best time, but you're not friends anymore. Well, it doesn't mean that you can't not cherish those memories or still remember how much fun that you had in those moments. And that's a special thing. And we got a special moment the other day when Timmery, she turned 40. She had her 40th birthday. And we make a lot of jokes, you know, we make a lot of jokes about, I mean, me collecting her life insurance policy, or, you know, possibly, you know, she's a bit of it's like a Hugh Hefner situation, but opposite. I'm one of the bunnies. And, but like we had a really special time at her 40th birthday party. There was some really cool things, you know. Dana, who's always been a very strong advocate of the fact that he wasn't invited to my birthday party. Well, he was invited. He was invited, and he brought his beautiful partner, and she sang one of the songs from The Greatest Showman. And she was incredible, and it was awesome. And Mike Adralis went up and sang, and everybody just started slow dancing. There was like 40 people in the house, fire going outside. Men and women were all just dancing together. It didn't matter who you were dancing with. It was just a beautiful moment in time. And I'll never forget it. Even though it was Mike Hydraulis singing, and he was singing, what, I, Tennessee whiskey, like sweet like strawberry wine. You're as smooth as a glass of brandy. Honey, I stay strong on your love all time. Yeah. And but he's got a great singing voice. He really does. And it was an awesome moment. And Timmery had a blast. The party couldn't have been more perfect. But this is where I take my time to gloat as a man and as a husband and as a father and as a friend. Because maybe I'm one step ahead of you all in the game. Maybe I am. Because the last person who left the house after the party was over was 1:30 a.m. It was Brandon Gale. He walked out. You've seen him on Shot 30. Go check out his episode if you haven't. But it was, I sat there for a minute and I looked at my house and Timmery was asleep. And I went, you know what? What would make me feel the best if this was my birthday party right now in this very moment? Even if I were asleep. And I thought to myself, if I woke up and the house was immaculate, like if I didn't have to wake up and know that I have to clean a bunch of shit, because that's the way she went to bed. She saw there was 40, 50 people out at the house over the duration of the night. And all the garage, the backyard, there was a weenie roast. There was, just everything. And so I went, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to clean up the living room. I pop all the balloons, clean up the living room. Then I put away the sound equipment. And I was like, you know what? Dude, let me just throw in this load of laundry. Throw in the load of laundry, go out to the backyard, clean up all the beer cans and stuff like that, and put all the furniture away, put the fire out. Backyard's done. I'm like, okay, shit. I go inside, start soaking dishes, start soaking the pots out of the crock pots. Get all that done. Shit, it's time to change laundry. Put that shit in the dryer, start mopping the floor. By the time it was about 5 a.m., I wrap up. Every single thing is done. Even laundry folded and put away. Timmery wakes up about 5:05 as I crawl into bed. And she goes, what are you doing? And then I was like an excited little kid because I'm all hyped up. And I can't believe I'm still awake because, I was pretty shit-faced drunk. To be honest, I was pretty shit-faced drunk. And it felt nice. It felt nice to be shit-faced drunk. All by yourself? How often do you get shit-faced drunk, but you're also having fun by yourself for like 4 hours? Most of the time, if you get shit-faced drunk by yourself, you feel miserable and sad about your life. And then maybe even you brat it, Comedy thing. Yeah, she woke up and walked around and she just couldn't believe it. And she was just so happy and it was one of the funnest days ever. Yeah, and it got to be concluded for her as one of the funnest days ever. And, that's what it's all about, like little special moments. Little special moments. And I do want to say this. Mike McIntosh, his app. Oh, shit. Do I need to bleep that? Bleep. Yeti's Playhouse. My friend Mike. Okay. He's on the Knicks podcast episode. And with the loss of Brad and a lot of stuff going on, he was in all these communities and worlds that I've been in as well. It's been really crazy, the bond that has grown between, me and this guy, and then him and Stevie and him and some of our other friends. It has been amazing. Like this guy's now got me playing Overwatch. Like I'm like, I don't know. And I like it. And I'm having fun with it. And, but also too, this guy said something, and I think this would really resonate with a lot of people. He was talking about, he never says I love you to anybody but his wife. And ever since I've known him, I've always just said love you. And I know you won't say it back. He says he'll never say it back. It'll just never happen. And after Brad passed away, this guy's now saying I love you to everybody. And he said it took Shayne Neubert to start it, and it took Brad to finish it. I'm officially going to tell people that I love them. And man, that feels like a special moment. It feels like a special thing to be a part of that. Yeah, and I know it may sound silly to some people, but the word love is a strong word. Some people get confused or scared of the word love. Like, do you love a coworker? Can you love a coworker? Just somebody that you go into work and you see them every day and they just make you happy, or they bring you donuts every once in a while when they know that you're sad, or they write you a note if they know that you had a bad night. Of course, you can love somebody like that. It doesn't always have to be the, hey, we're going to talk on the phone every day, or I'm in your life 24/7 to love you. Sometimes it's just little special qualities about people. You're so drawn to them that you love them. And I know that I'm big on, I love a lot of things. I love a lot of people, and I love hard. And so I crash hard too. Like when I give a friend what I think is 1000%, and then they may not think about my feelings or the way that they're saying something and the way it may make me feel. And a lot of the times I spend so much time dusting that off, like just brushing it aside. It's no big deal. Yeah, but then I have special moments too where, like I'm headlining the Buffalo, Iowa Community Center October 21st. And Brian Farrell's running the show, and he's done an amazing job. And Brian and Christina have become such great friends of mine, and Timory. And I honestly just love them. I just love them. And, Austin is he's a friend of mine. He's been on the show multiple times, but Austin, they want him to headline the show. And Brian, instead of him asking Austin, he wanted me to ask for him because he knew that Austin would geek out real bad if I told him. And like, what a cute thing to do from a grown ass man, like, it is fun to be like cute. It is fun to be like, remember like how things were when you were 15, 16 years old, writing a love letter to your girlfriend or boyfriend, or, like holding hands for the first time, or staying up with your buddy all night, and cracking open your first beer and taking a sip. The thrill and adrenaline of being a kid. Well, a lot of people forget that we can still do that as grown-ups. And those moments are still there. People forget how to have fun. People forget how to have fun. And even though I get it, we're all going through life, and life can be shitty and suck, but don't forget to have fun. Don't forget to love and take advantage of moments, even if the moment may be something like laying in bed watching scary movies with your wife or your husband or boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, or your friend. It may just be a silly little moment like that, but man, maybe it can free your soul, like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But also, Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Castbox, YouTube, all those things. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and leave a review. Make sure you leave an Apple review. They help out. I know we haven't, I don't even care how hard I push the podcast. There's a lot of other podcasts, like Zach Vaughn started his podcast, The Slice of Life, and Modern Day Overthinker podcast with Colin Strayjack, and Movies I Like with JD Spetz. There's so many the movies I like with JD Spetz. What's the other one? Dairy Public Radio. I mean, there's just so many like local ones. I just want I love that everybody's using their own creative avenues, and this has been one for me for a long time. What are we, 160 episodes in or something like that? And I know I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to stop recording. I just needed a break from talking. I needed a break from, like I took a quick break from stand up. And honestly, I feel like my creative mind with stand up is, I honestly, endless possibilities. Like the way I feel up when I'm on stage right now, and I feel good. I feel free. I feel like I don't sometimes even need to go up with a set. Like I feel like I know I'm funny, I think. Like in my own eyes, I feel like I am. And I think that this is also, a lot of these things have opened a lot of avenues and a lot of lights for me as well. But I knew I never want to stop doing the podcast because I love to talk to people. And I like to hear and learn the depths of people. But I knew I just needed a quick break. Like I just did. And here, we're going to take a quick drink, babe. Yeah, this shit ain't easy. This shit ain't easy, doing a podcast, doing stand up, raising a family, going to college. By the way, I got my degree. Hell yeah. But it's not easy. And when you start balancing that and work, you can find out real quick how much how much do you want to invest in hobbies? And that's essentially what we're doing. Yes, for some people it turns into more than a hobby, and it turns into some people even like look at Matt Miller out there. Matt Miller, he's a comedian. He'll be on the podcast soon, but he's on the Buffalo, Iowa show. He was actually on the TV show Holy Moly, Steph Curry and Rob Riggle's show. But this guy will drive 5 hours to do 5 minutes at an open mic of stand-up comedy. And that is more than a hobby. That is love. That is passion, baby. That is awesome though. It is awesome. I wish every single night of the week I could just be at an open mic or just chilling with friends, and make it easy. But that's not the way I was dealt my cards, I was dealt my cards with three stepdaughters. I was dealt my cards with living an hour away from where open mics would be, or 2 hours away if I go a little bit further. And I just got to make things work. And the one thing that I need to do, that a lot of people need to do as well, is we need to make it work for us, however it works for your schedule. Don't let other people tell you, you need to be here, or you need to do this, or this is your avenue. No, everybody's avenue is different. You can make it in whatever fashion or sense that you want, whatever your idea of making it is, you can do it. You can do it. It just means that you may have to work 10 times harder when their eyes aren't on you. And that's a beautiful thing too when it comes to family and relationships and friendships. It's not always about what you show when you're in front of people. It's about, if I know someone's a good person all the time, if this person's sitting at home, I know that this person's not doing, and I don't know. It's a real weird way of wording what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is sometimes you just know a person is a good person all the time. And that's a person that you really enjoy. And when someone would never say something bad about you because they genuinely love you. Well, that's a really important friendship as well. And those are few and far between because, we all want to vent. We all want to vent and we all want to get our feelings off our chest. But sometimes we do it in a way where we could be damaging friendships or make people worry about, I guess, us, just worry. It's like we're painting a picture for the whole world of who we are and what our life is. This is the thing with Facebook too, because you get these pictures on Facebook. You just get, and you may not get the real sense of a person. I've met people that I've only known off the internet and met them in real life. I'm like, who are you? This is so weird. You're this, I hate Donald Trump, fuck Biden, blah, blah, blah. But then I meet you in person and you just don't even say a word. You got your hands in your pockets. We paint these pictures of who we are and who we want to be. And the answers to that is just getting to know people. If you really want to know who somebody is, get to know them, take that time, use that, put that effort in. But don't give everybody that effort. Some people don't deserve your time and effort. Some people will bring you down. And even though you do love those people and you do believe they love you back, sometimes they will just constantly bring you down. And then it takes months and months and months until you realize, damn, dude, I'm really been drugged through the dirt by this person. Now what do I do? Well, now, like, if you're a worried person or an anxious person, you're gonna be like, well, fuck, I can't just be like, I don't want to be your friend because that makes me look bad. But, like, dude, we have to do stuff for our own lives. We have to do stuff for our own lives. Maybe your husband's gone for 3 months on military leave, or your wife has a business trip, and like, and you have this time of separation. I wonder, do you find out more about yourself when you're separated from the people that you love and want to be with the most? Do you find out more about yourself, or do you just kind of like melt into like a zombie mode of, well, my real life it's not the same until this person gets back? And I don't know if that's necessarily healthy either, because you have this opportunity to also grow with yourself. I do enjoy, and I've said this on here multiple times before, I enjoy, like, when I'm at work, taking a work lunch and going into Subway and sitting at a table by myself without my phone. Just sitting there having 15 minutes of just, I guess, me time. I don't know. It sounds stupid, but I think a lot more people need that little bit of me time. That's why I think I enjoy playing video games, because I shut my brain off. And people can say whatever they want about video games. Oh, like, so stupid, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But video games allows, I don't know, me to just disappear into a fake reality for a little bit. And sometimes I come out like feeling like, why wasn't I doing something else or more productive? And sometimes I come out of it going like, damn, that was refreshing. These 15 minutes of like fucking throwing grenades at zombies, like, dude, that was what was up. Or whooping some ass on some Madden. Man, I need to watch some good football at some point, because I don't see it with the Chicago Bears. We suck. We suck. I'll even add in dick. We suck large dick. But now, yeah, life has just been crazy. And I hope, if you are a like loyal listener, which sounds silly or stupid to say, I just hope that people can pop in, listen to one episode, listen to 10. I don't care. But I hope that people find something in this channel, in this page, and just kind of go and learn about some of these awesome, amazing people that we've had on the podcast. Without the podcast, I would never have had Brad in my life. Yeah, I would never have had Brad. Without this podcast, I've made so many genuine friendships over an hour-long period where neither of us have our phones and we look into each other's eyes and we talk to each other. There is no premise. I don't have questions for people. I just want to talk to you. I don't come in with some script. I don't need a script. I don't need a special plan. I don't need the podcast to ever make it. Because I think it already has. I know that my wife enjoys listening to it. I have some friends who have gotten some really great things out of it. And I wish that I could have done more for, Brad's messages to get out there. But we will have that episode coming up. And yeah, I do apologize about the break, but it is awesome to be back. I appreciate the fuck out of all of you. Come to a show October 16th. I'll be at Tomfoolery or Renwick Mansion. And that show is at 7 p.m. And then October 21st, I'm headlining the Buffalo, Iowa Community Center. Pretty great lineup for that show. It'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, I also have November 10th. I will be doing 2 guest 15-minute spots, and also being a guest bartender at 64th Bar in Galesburg on Cherry Street. I think that's right. It's a Thursday night. And then I've got a stack of other shows coming up, but we don't need to get too far ahead of that. And yeah, dude, tell people that you love them. Love the people around you. Have some fun, do some crazy things, do new shit, but make sure the people around you always know that you love them. And yeah, and ball out. Have fun. This is Shot 30 Podcast. I am Shayne Neubert. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being fucking awesome. And let's keep rocking. Hey, to the next 150 episodes. Because liver is king.